Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking Falcon and Winter Soldier. Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I am your host, Brent, and today we're going to be starting our weekly reviews of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But before we get into this first episode and talk about it, I would like to ask you to please do one thing. Subscribe. Helps me out, helps you know when I drop new videos. If you want alerts, hit that bell, like the video while you're down there, and let's get on from here. So, Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is an entirely new show from Disney Plus in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, starring characters we know and love. What could go wrong? Nothing. That's right. I love this episode. I think this is going to grab people a little bit more than the first two episodes of WandaVision, seeing as how you're dealing with a lot of fallout from things from Endgame, post-Blip, as they call it, when people come back after the 5 years of being missing. That was one of the bigger storytelling moves that Endgame made, is to set it 5 years later after Infinity War, and I think it's paying off in spades for them because they're wringing so much drama out of it across all of their properties. So it'll be interesting to see where the Marvel Universe goes from here in terms of using this storytelling. We know Black Widow is a flashback because she's dead, right? So if that ever comes out, that'll be a flashback. We won't have any Blip stuff. So mainly, I guess we're getting it in here in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So what's coming up? Doctor Strange 2, we don't know that if that's going to deal with any of it. Or Eternals, Shang-Chi is coming out as well. So I don't know if that's going to have any Blip stuff. But the characters that we do know, I think they're going to wring a lot out of this Blip stuff. I'm sure Hawkeye will be dealing with it when that show debuts. Miss Marvel may deal with it when they're introducing her. Who knows? But I think it's a really cool storytelling tool, and it seems like we're going to use that to propel our characters forward here in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, these two guys don't talk in this episode. They don't talk to each other, but they are talking to other people, and we're learning more about them as characters than we ever have, really. I mean, you've had 2 movies with Falcon in the Cap series, right? He was in Winter Soldier and Civil War. And he's also in the Avengers movie, so we'll count him there too. And then you had Bucky in 3 movies plus the 2 Avengers movies. So you've had a little bit of screen time with all of them, but they weren't the focal points of that movie. You didn't know that Falcon had a family, a sister back home, and from Louisiana, fisherman background. My mom's family's from Louisiana, so when I saw Delacroix, Louisiana, I knew exactly where they were at. My mom's family's from Shreveport. But, and Bucky is doing the same thing that Cap had to do, but on a different level. He's the man out of time, but at the same time, he's dealing with the sins of his past and regaining all these memories that he, is having nightmares about, feeling guilty for all the people he killed. So he's dealing with both of those things, whereas Cap was just doing the man out of time stuff during his thing. Seems like Bucky's a little bit more adjusted to being in the real world or whatever, he knows how to use his cell phone. We're not playing that sort of thing, that we had with Cap in, I think it was Avengers 1, right, where they dealt with a lot of that. It's just more of him dealing with being 100 years old, not relating to anybody. He's relating to this old man. They're almost the same age, technically, but at the same time, he's not doing it. I thought maybe this was one of his friends from the war, then realizing no, it's not, because any World War II veteran now is 100 years old if they're still alive, so it's probably something else. And then when that old Japanese man had, I don't know if it was Japanese, I think it was, sorry if I got it wrong, but when he was talking about his son, I realized, this must be the father of that son in the flashback that we had that Winter Soldier flashback, which was really effective. So we know that Winter Soldier wasn't just doing a couple things. He said Hail Hydra, was I thought for a minute is Bucky got long hair again. He said Hail Hydra, and I was like, he's definitely, this is definitely a flashback. And then he, off that poor guy, because you can't have witnesses when you're the Winter Soldier. So him dealing with that, wanting to tell this old man what happened to his son, what really happened, and then being afraid to because he had made a friend, so he's trying to make amends, but at the same time he's feeling guilty because he wants his friendship more than he wants to make amends, and that's a tough situation to be at, really felt. And then you got Falcon over here trying to help his family, trying to help his sister and his two nephews, save their business, their family business. I guess they were fishermen. She's got a restaurant, looks like, on the pier, or a fish market, something like that. So he's off saving the world, but at the same time, he can't help his family out in Delacroix, Louisiana, doing that stuff. So it's a little bit of push and pull. And he was one of the disappeared for 5 years, so she's mad at him for that. Or he doesn't understand what she had to go through in those 5 years because he was disappeared in a battle and came back in a battle, and really didn't check in with her until after everything, probably. So I'm sure that was a big shock to everybody. And he's leveraging his Falcon Avenger status a little bit to try and, get his sister alone to save their business, things like that. And it's just tragic that, even he, the great Falcon and Avenger, can't put pressure on this banker as much because things are different, and even there might be a little bit of racism angle, which is what his sister was like, oh, you're not going to help us, I don't know, but it's nice that Marvel is exploring these themes of racial disparity and things like that, and especially with the Captain America punch in the gut at the end. Here you have the man who served with Cap in the Avengers as Captain America for a long period of time, and he received the shield from Cap. Cap said, "This is yours," and unfortunately, Falcon didn't feel up to it, and he gave it back to the government. It's supposed to be a memorial, as a memento, to stay in the Smithsonian. There should only ever be one. And now here's the government coming back around, trying to, use things for their own ends. They led Sam on, and then boom, a couple days later or weeks later, whatever it is, here's a new Captain America. I would be mad too. So I hope that the next episode, he goes marching in there to DC to say, like, WTF, man, this is not how it's supposed to go. But again, I'm sure they're going to pull the card of, Captain America was a title laid on by the DoD back in the 1940s. This is technically government property because Stark made it back in the 40s, whatever, and blah, 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 blah. So they're going to screw him royally. So hopefully this new Captain America, who is, I think the character's name, they didn't say it in the episode, but from reading the casting notices and stuff, they said this guy's playing John Walker. John Walker is the guy who replaced Captain America in the 70s. He is now a character in the comics called U.S. Agent. He wears like a black version of the Captain America outfit at times with a different colored shield, same circular shield, more stars, more stripes than stars. I think he has like a star on his shoulder or something like that. But, we'll see where this goes. But they're going to call that guy Captain America. So, I don't know. But what I hope is that this story does is moves Falcon and Winter Soldier closer together. We know that's going to happen from the trailers, I think. But I hope that we're eventually going to get to the end where Falcon says, I'm ready to take the mantle of Captain America. It's mine. I want it. I'm going to take it. And that's where I hope that we end up at the end of this story. Because the Falcon stuff as Captain America, there was, 2 years I think he was Captain America. There's issues of Avengers comics where you have Falcap, as they nicknamed him, because he still had the Falcon wings. They were red, white, and he was more blue and white color scheme there than he is normally. His color scheme's been like black and red and white, but when he was Captain America, he still kept his wings and used the shield, and it was cool to see the shield launching from the air and then hit somebody and bounce back up and hit him. So, speaking of wings, that opening action sequence with Falcon was very, very cool. Really enjoyed it. You had GSP, George St. Pierre from UFC fame, coming back as Batroc the Leaper. LAF, I don't know what LAF stood for. I don't really remember them talking about it. But to see GSP come in there, I was like, Batroc the Leaper! He didn't do any leaping. He did leap out of some helicopters in a wingsuit. But if you remember the beginning of Winter Soldier, when Steve is in the stealth suit, he's fighting this guy on the ship, this French guy. George St. Pierre is playing this character named Batroc. In the comics, he's Batroc the Leaper. He leaps a lot. So who better to get to do that than a UFC martial artist, George St. Pierre, to do that stuff. And I was glad to see him back. He didn't die, although a lot of other people did. So So I'm excited to see if they move him forward in this story as well, because can't get enough of Batroc de Lippard. He's too much fun to say. But that action sequence was a whole lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Really well shot. Really tense. A lot of great moments with Falcon using the wings as a shield to protect himself from bullets. You know, obviously they bounce off and then hit the guy and the pilot. A lot of great moments where he's flying through these open helicopters and retracting the wings and just sitting there and getting people and saying, like, what's up? And then, you know, the best part was he flew right past Batroc at the end, got the soldier that he was supposed to be saving, and then extended the wings again. That was really, really cool. I knew that was going to happen at some point, but the way it was laid out in the action sequence was fantastic. So all in all, I really enjoyed this episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm really interested to see where this leads, where this is going. Obviously, we have the Flag Smashers, which is probably the bigger group that we're going up against in the series. I think they're setting the seeds here. But really excited to watch more. We only got 6 episodes of this, so this is a shorter series, but I think they're going to be longer episodes. This one was about 40 minutes, so hopefully these are more towards the hour mark as we go on, and not the 30-minute WandaVision stuff that we got the last couple of weeks. So there's only 6 of these, so there's 5 left, so we will see you guys next time in the Funny Pages. We'll be back here next week for more Falcon and the Winter Soldier.